Hi, welcome back, it's Dean Redline here, and today I find myself behind the wheel of a Ford Mustang 5 litre. This 5 litre engine, obviously a V8, produces a great amount of power, lots and lots of torque. The biggest selling point, without a shadow of a doubt, on this particular car is the sound. This sounds incredible. I mean, for starters, just listen to this. Ford Mustang, of course, the typical 60s car, I think is probably one of the pinnacle of one of the coolest cars that you can have as an American muscle car, especially when you rev the engine and the car has that little rock to it, which is fantastic. These newly developed cars, of course, don't quite capture the same essence and DNA of the original Mustangs. However, what Ford have brought to it, of course, is the modern technologies that you see in today's cars, but mixed in there with the American muscle sound. It still very much does capture a lot of the essential favoritisms that you had from the American muscle cars, such as the long bonnet, the roaring exhaust at the back, the rear wheel drive aspect of the car, of course. So it does actually feel, when you're driving the car, quite heavy on the nose. Obviously it's rear wheel drive as well. Being a 5 litre engine, you certainly want to drive this in the rain, and certainly put your foot down at the wrong point, because before you know it, you'll be saying hello to your arse end. So sitting behind this wheel, of course, you've got lots of new modern features on the Mustang. You've got things like multi-function steering wheel, so you've got cruise control, you've got all your volume controls that are assisted on here, which is quite nice. It does, in my honest opinion, obviously it's a Ford car. Ford produced some nice everyday cars, but the build quality lacks a little bit. Just things around here that are a little bit plasticky, the sort of pleather, if you can call it that, on the dashboard. Obviously, but the car itself, we all know that this car is for sale at £35,000, and this car, which we purchased directly from a chap who lived up in Scotland, had spent an absolute fortune adding all extra parts to this car, and in particular that roaring exhaust at the back. So this one is a little bit of a one-off, and in my opinion the best Mustang 5 litre that's on the road today. So whilst I'm sat in traffic behind this Ford Mustang GT, I'm just having a look at the actual dials in this car. It actually tells you revolutions per minute, and in the opposite one it actually tells you what the ground speed is. I've never seen that in a car before, where it actually says ground speed as opposed to maybe knots or airspeed for that matter. But ground speed, very interesting. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind whatsoever that this car does deliver an awful lot of power. When we talk about power of this Mustang, it delivers about 450 brake horsepower. Its 0 to 60 is just over 4 seconds, about 4.3, and of course the top speed on this car is 155 miles an hour. In fairness, I don't think I'd like to do 155 miles an hour in this particular car, but there you go. It does have a top speed of 155 miles an hour. But as I keep saying, and I will keep saying again, you don't buy this car for its complete out and out speed. You buy this car for the sound, the fun, and the looks of this muscular beast. So we've got a tunnel coming up, we've got a 5 litre Mustang with a massive exhaust. Laughing car now for a little bit, just driving on these roads. I am actually starting to enjoy it more and more than I actually originally thought. And to be honest, for the money that you get for these cars, now these cars are probably priced now between maybe £28,000–29,000 upwards. Obviously they're the earlier cars. The GT model, of course, is the top of the range car. This one, of course, is fitted with lots and lots, quite a few £1,000s worth of extras. But for £34,995, for a relatively new car that's done very low mileage like this car, you do get an awful lot of car for your money. It has to be said. I mean, it's even got things like Apple CarPlay now, which of course is featured in a lot more modern cars. So it's nice and easy for you to just plug your iPhone in, receive your messages, make sure obviously you're travelling nice and safe, hands-free. And obviously you've got all the mod cons. It really isn't missing anything. From heated seats, nice alloy wheels, you know, the list goes on. It's great. It's absolutely superb. And effectively, for all that brake horsepower, which is equivalent to some of our cars that we've got in stock, Porsches, Ferraris and everything else, you're only paying a fraction of the price. So we are back now here at Redline Specialist Cars, having driven the Ford GT Mustang. It's been absolutely superb. The more I drove the car, the more I really started to like it. The sound is absolutely intoxicating. So please don't forget, guys, subscribe, press the little alert button. Hopefully we'll have got more and more cars for you to see. We've got lots of fresh stock coming in as well, all here at Redline Specialist Cars.